So, in continuation sa ating class on NATSI 22 Agricultural Biology, we talk about we are still on Unit 1, which is Introduction, and we talk about the general introduction to biology, all the terms that are related about the study of life, and we also talk about the characteristic of life last meeting. And now we're going to talk about the scientific method, which is very important also in agriculture. Now, we learn about scientific method as early as formative education, no, when we were still on grade levels, right? So what can you say about scientific method, Jerome?
To make the experiment ma'am, kind of effective and to ang study mas kuan ang study nimo ma'am sa imong mga research pod about like mas precise siya, mas makuha nimo ang imong study gamitan nimo scientific method na mga kuan sa science, ma'am.
Yes, exactly, no. And as you can see on the photo on the first slide, it should be a process and a step. Hi, Brian.
Hello, ma'am.
Mag-usap na lang kung ano, ha?
Nagmask kumang ka, pre.
Mag-usap na kung attendance. October. Okay, so going back, ano lang kung attendance. Going back to the scientific method, so as you can see here, meron ditong, you first ask a question, then observation, analyze, form a hypothesis, and so on. So these are the steps, although these are actually just review of your previous knowledge on scientific method. So as Jerome mentioned earlier, wala ka pa nun, Brian, scientific method is the method that we use when we do experiment. No, not only in experiment, but in all sorts of sciences, even agriculture. No, kasi Brian, like for a farmer, do you think a farmer, like you have been a farmer? Are you a farmer too? May namoy farm, Brian?
Wala, ma'am, pero nakatry ko. Munggos og mais.
So, learning from that, do you think na siya scientific method?
Na, ma'am.
Yes, so you agree, no? And what do you think are the scientific method part of that?
Paras ko, ma'am, pag mag-harvest, pag magtanom, nasa lagi nasunod na method.
Okay.
Para dili doubt.
Yes, and everything that we believe has actually, like they say, diba, for plants, they say that pag full moon ba karon, diba? Because full moon karon. Because we all know that full moon will influence the wave, diba? Kung high tide or low tide, and that's scientifically proven. And not only on oceans that it has influence, but also they believe that also on living things like plants and even animals like insects. For instance, there are insects that when it's full moon or whatever season, parang may season sila ng mga insekto, no? Actually, they also form into cycles. So anyway, these are the steps in scientific method, which is shown on the earlier page. So of course, we know that first we observe, second is hypothesis, or we try to guess, experiment, then we try to test, and we collect the data, and we conclude, and then after concluding or conclusion, we don't stop from that, no? It's a 7-step wherein we need to retest that again into another cycle or another season. Like, I've been a researcher in FPA, no, Fertilizer and Pesticide Authority. So the protocol is that you need, in one cycle experiment or one season experiment is not enough. So you need to have 2 experiments at the same time at different places, or at the same place pero at different times or season, no? Like for rice, for example, how many season ang rice, Jerome?
Kuha na, ma'am.
Well, sa isa ka tuig, no, kapila ta how many times ta magtanom og rice or mag-harvest?
3 siguro, ma'am. Di ko sure.
Well, advance ra kay Kap, kay sa Pilipinas, kaduha lang tamak ano.
Kaduha dahil kaduha.
Oh, pero it doesn't mean that you're wrong, no? Because there are actually rice that can be harvested 3 times in a year round. So mo na ginatawag na advance. So maybe in some other countries like Vietnam, because Vietnam is the top producer of rice worldwide. So anyway, so we need to retest that. That's what to verify, and from that we need to share through communication. We need to share the results of our experiment. So this is just how do you observe? By employing your 5 senses to perceive objects or events. So what are your 5 senses? Of course, you need to see. But not everything you see is true, right? Lahat ba na nakikita natin? Di ba to see is to believe?
Yes, ma'am.
And does it means that when you see that, it's true already?
Oo, ma'am.
Yes or no?
Kailangan pa rin mo i-test, ma'am, kung
kailangan mo scientific explanation.
Yeah, you still need to test the other senses, no? Makita lang nimo siya. It doesn't mean that you see the food, oh, lami na siya, no? Does it taste good? So you have to taste it. So something like that, no? So observations. A scientist notice something in their natural world. So when you already notice something, when you observe something and then you try to parang it's a coincidence na talaga, no, that there is really like there's a white butterfly or a black butterfly visiting in your area, and you wonder why every time na naa ka, the bees or the butterfly is visiting you. So you may wonder why. So that's how you observe. So another example is that noticing that many salamanders, walang salamander anyway, near a pond have curved, not straight tail. O bakit kaya may ang chicken? Why do chicken have wings but they cannot fly? So you may wonder why. Or ano ba talaga ang nauna, ang itlog o ang chicken or ang egg? Which comes first?
Chicken and egg.
At talaga na naman, magkaiba kayo.
Sabay na sila, sabay package na sila, ma'am.
Sabay sila?
Itlog, ma'am, kay gikan pa na sa kuan, prehistoric.
And then,
Evolve.
how come nga na
Di man
itlog nga
mapusa. Di man mapusa,
walay
ma'am, kung di man mapusa, ma'am, ug wala gikuan. So gisabay na sila. Or
pero
ang
wala man
manok lang
gyapon.
una.
Wala man gyapon itlog kung walay manok, di ba?
Oh, manok yun, ma'am, una.
Kasi bahala
Itlog
mo.
lagi.
So those are the questions that I just forgot some other, but in that instance, you should ask your animal science teacher about it, no? Kasi, well, that's under still debatable also, although there are a lot of theories on that. So based on observations, one or more questions are generated, just like what we did, no? What kind of, like for example here, what kind of dinosaur do these bones come from? Or like what we have mentioned earlier about the egg and chicken, which originates or comes first. So step 2, you form a hypothesis. That's why you make theory. A statement is testable if evidence can be collected that either does or does not support it. Like for you, for example, Jerome, you said that mas nauna ang itlog man to, no? Itlog. Or ay, nagsabay sila
Manok
duha.
itlog ang kay kuan, ma'am.
Sobra.
Ayan, ma'am, itlog.
So, does it support or not? It can never be proven beyond doubt. No? Often must be refined and revised or discarded. So, if like that thing, we usually discard that kasi we cannot prove, no? We don't have any proof yet kung alin ang nauna. Usually, well, in that very silly question, we just refine them or revise. So what is hypothesis? It's a statement made in advance that states the result that will be obtained from the testing the hypothesis. So a hypothesis is just a wise guess, no? Now that when you do your experiment or your short-term research someday or in some of your subjects, you will make a hypothesis first. So, syempre, you hypothesis. If you want to test that, if you are going to make an organic fertilizer, for example, if you want to make a hypothesis that this organic fertilizer is very effective in your crop. So that's your hypothesis that is to be tested pa. So it's often written in the form of an if at saka then statement. So if the organic fertilizer can increase the yield of corn, for example, then this organic fertilizer is effective, somewhat like that, no? Or it is a suggested solution to the problem or predicts an outcome. For example, no? If you are going to test the quiz, are you going to get a high grade? So for example, predicts an outcome. Or what is the solution to this pandemic? Is there a solution? Can you suggest?
Wala pa.
Ma'am.
Sa man, Brian.
Magkuhan, quarantine ta. Antun mamatay ang virus.
Okay, that could be that's actually what the government is doing now. Although we keep on increasing on cases because we cannot just stay locked down forever. So we need to fight back and continue life at ease. So another example might be that the salamanders have curved tails due to a pollutant in the moist soil where they live. So have you seen a salamander? So when you Google it, so makita na ninyo na curve iyahang tail. No, it's like somewhat like that, no? So next step is you do an experiment after hypothesis, no? A procedure to test the hypothesis. Then you're going to make procedures. So testing a hypothesis or prediction by gathering data under controlled condition, conducting a controlled experiment. This is what you do in crop science or animal science. And you base on a comparison of a control group with an experimental group. So sa lahat ng experiment, no, we can say that in your research method, we can say that it is authentic and that is proper if it has standard deviation of 10 SD. Ano, not standard deviation? I forgot. Sorry. Una na ba may statistics? Wala pa may statistics? Hello?
Wala naman.
SD. D. Something.
Okay naman ito.
Anyway, so kailangan you should also have a control. Like you want to know which of the different feeds, for example, would make your swine, for example, will grow more, no? Like you have an organic versus organic versus commercial for feeds. I'm talking about feeds. So, but then you should have a control, no? Maybe ang control mo is one or more commercial feeds, something like that. Or if it's mas well-versed kasi ako sa crops. So for the crops naman, if you wanna try foliar fertilizer, so organic, inorganic, at saka yung talagang commercial na ginagamit nila. No? So for example, like that. So you are going to compare different treatments, but you should have a control or without application. Yung mga ganon. And another, gathering data and making procedures, you measure. How do you measure? No? Involves quantitative data, like in numbers, or qualitative data, like it's usually subjective, no, not objective. When you say quantitative data, like how many flowers, how many fruits, or the weight of the weight gain of your swine, something like that. For qualitative data naman is that the quality ng inyong na harvest or sensory test. And another important way is sampling. It's a technique using a sample or a small part to represent the entire population. And there are a lot of ways to do that. So you've done your statistics. Anong alam ninyo ng sampling? Have you heard about random sampling?
Murag ma'am nakakakuan.
Like kung mag-conduct, naka-remember mo kung mag-conduct og test ang nakalimot naman ko, ang national nato ba, kung mag-conduct sila og test, di ba ginapili mo kung mo ng random testing. Ginapili lang mo kinsa maka-exam, dili yung tanan. And then mapilian din, mag-ampo din yung teacher nga ang mapilian kay kamo, kay bright kay mo. Diba? Ay, dili di ay.
Random drug test.
Random drug test po. Pero, do you think, because in science, no, it's not possible that to measure all the population, di ba? May na siya ka ng, survey ka sa population? Mag-ihakta sa population?
Census.
Mag-census. May mag-census na siya. So, it's an experiment. So, it's not a census wherein you're going to test all the population. So, you just get the sample. And how do you get the sample? No? For example, sa animals, you may have 5 rats per treatment. Ganon. Or you may have 3 replication per treatment. Or like usually in the crop science, you have 10 plants per replication per treatment. And per treatment, merong 3 replication. Therefore, in total ng isang treatment ay ilang samples? 10 each, so 30 samples per treatment. If may 5 kang treatment, then you have 30 times 5, meron kang 150 na samples. Ganon kadami. Kaysa naman, aabot ng ilang thousands, no? And then you do the actual experiment. So there is what we call variable factor, and that is the one that is being tested. The variable, like the weight or the plant height, the yield, that is the variable. And it's good or valid if you only have one variable. So an experimenter changes one factor and observes or measure what happened. So what happened to the weight? Does it increase or decrease or at ease? And you also have the control variable, no? The experiment makes a special effort to keep other factors constant. Walang application, no treatment, so that they will not affect to the outcome. So these are called the control variables. So anong purpose niyan? That the control is no application, not being tested. It's for comparison. So you can compare. Kasi you cannot say that both organic and synthetic fertilizer are both effective for crops if wala kang control na walang application either of the both. Kasi may 3 kang treatment. The first treatment ay control, walang application. The second ay in-applyan mo ng organic. The third is in-applyan mo ng synthetic. So, you can only say na effective pala ang organic if yung control, mas mataas talaga siya sa control and both synthetic. If dalawa lang treatment mo, wala kang control variable, you cannot actually say, although mas mataas mang organic versus synthetic mo, hindi mo talaga masasabi na effective ang organic. Kasi what if magkapareho lang pala ng result ang organic at saka ang control? So there are some other factors on that. Maybe yung lupa, kahit walang application ng fertilizer, marami na siyang nutrients or elements. So you in order to test that, you also need soil analysis, no, for actual experiments. So another example shown here is you want to figure out the fastest route to walk home from school. You will try several different routes and time, how long it takes you to get home by each one. And since you are interested in finding the route that is fastest for you, you will do the walking yourself, no? So what are the variables in your experiment? The different variation of route is your independent variable, and the time it takes is the dependent variable. Yung na-affected ay yung dependent variable kasi dependent siya sa variation, whether tatakbo ka o maglalakad or sasakay ka. Then keeping the same walker throughout makes the walker a control variable. So we have 3 types: independent, dependent, and control variable. So the variable is just the data that you're going to, like the weight, no? So yung weight ay yung dependent. The weight of the cattle is the dependent. Grabe ko, no? Saan ka pagtimbang sa cattle? So the weight of your chicken is your dependent variable. And the different feeds that you're going to feed to your chicken is your independent variable. And the control variable is just water or no feeds at all. So it is best to make several trials with each independent variable. For example, no, like weight or different treatments. So several trials na yan. Or you test it again and again. And to be valid, an experiment has two groups. Again, the control and the experimental groups. The control is without application, and the experimental groups are the different variables that you're going to test, no? Or the different treatments that you apply. And there should only one variable. Next two is you get the data, the result of the experiment as quantified by numbers or quality. So, and you organize your data, like placing observation and measurement in graph, chart, table, or maps like this. So usually, pinaka-simple is table, no? Like here, it's shown here, yung time, and then the absorbed by the amount in grams absorbed by roots and released by leaves, and in graph, no? Do you know already how to make a table and a graph in Excel or in Microsoft Word? Patay, wala. So, it's something...
Dili, ma'am.
Mag-draw na lang og table, no? So, anyways, it's something that I can also teach you when we have spare time at the end of the lesson if you are going to request for that. So, in relation to scientific method. So, you have presented and organized your data. The data must be analyzed also. Process of determining whether data are reliable or whether they support or do not support to the hypothesis or prediction. So it doesn't mean when your tables say that the organic fertilizer has higher yields compared to the plants with the synthetic fertilizer. It's not easy to say that. You need to support it with a statistical analysis. You need to analyze it. So we have analyzing tools anyway, but the main for experimental type of experiment, kasi meron tayong types of experiments, studies eh. May mga social studies, may experimental. In science, could be both social studies or experimental. But for agriculture, like experimental studies, you need to analyze using analysis of variance or ANOVA. You still remember it? And then there are also tests to compare the results, no? So that's in your statistic if you still remember. And lastly, in your conclusion, the step 5, it's made after analyzing the data based statistically or based on an analysis of variance, mas mataas talaga ang yield ng applied ng organic compared sa synthetic. No? It's often drawn from the data and gathered from a study or experiment and support the hypothesis. So when you retest that one, it should have the same result. So the answer to the hypothesis based on the data obtained from the experiment. That's your conclusion. Now, if you have tested it again, or like the three replication really, or based on analysis of variance, it actually has higher yield compared to treatments with synthetic fertilizer. So when you retest it, the result would be the same. If not, then you should be able to explain why. Maybe nagkaroon ng flood or maybe drought, no? That could affect the result. So there's need to be retested. So, and the other one, you report, no? That's why you do your thesis book, no? To report the result of your study. And must share these studies with other scientists or peers by publishing in journals or presenting in scientific meetings. And the protocol or the scientific etiquette, it should not be biased. You do not tamper their data, meaning wala nimo gi doktoran gi patakaan or para lang yun nice imuhang report and effective siya nag imuhang kanang alisdan ang data, no? So only publish ang report tested and proven ideas. So when it's tested and proven, then it's a great sharing, no? Your study will be published in journal and will be cited by other researchers as well. So sharing of information is very essential in scientific process. It's subject to examination and verification by other scientists. So when they try it and it's really true, this will allow scientists also to build on the work of others. So you might find it a theory, no? When you say theory, it's formed after many related hypotheses have been tested and supported with experimental evidence. So a broad and comprehensive statement of what is thought to be true. So that's a theory, meaning may evidence na siya, supported by considerable evidence and tied together related hypotheses. So that's what we call theory. But when it becomes a law, when we are talking about law of science, not law, government laws, whatever. It's a statement of fact that concisely explains an action or group of action, like the law of gravity, no? Like accepted to be true, universal. So before a theory becomes a law, it needs to be accepted to be true universally and maybe expressed as a math equation, no? Like the law of gravity. So nothing can negate the law of gravity kasi hindi ka talaga papuntang pataas, kundi pababa ka talaga because of gravity. The force that attracting all the living things on Earth. But when you go to space, walang gravity doon. The gravity is everywhere. So solving a problem, again, it involves 8 steps actually, or scientific methods. Again, identify a problem, state observation about the problem, form a hypothesis, design the experiment, your methodologies, collect data, form a conclusion after analyzing the data, and you need to retest it. And then you can communicate and publish your result. So any question? So that's only for the scientific method. And hopefully you are already it's already very clear with you the 8 steps of scientific method. Usually 7 lang na siya na without the communication or publication, but it should I strongly believe na it should be part yung publication na inyong result should be shared among the community. Like i-share. So, do you have any question or clarification regarding scientific method? Okay, so do you want to know or do you want me to show you how to make a table in the Microsoft Word? Sure, Jun, mo di mo kabalo? Okay, so for this time, I'll just stop the. We will just wait na mag-stop ang video anyway kasi may time limit na lang, 7 minutes remaining na lang man siya. Okay, when you open your Microsoft Word, so all you have to do is, this is your Microsoft Word, and you know how to type this one already. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Like when you do plant height after 30 days from planting in corn, for example. ma-harvest naman na siya ang 30 days, no, kung sweet corn. So you click the insert on your tabs on the upper side, insert, and you can see a table here. So lahat ng mga model ng Microsoft Word, like Word 10, 9, 10, and so on, lahi-lahi na sila ha, but in this Microsoft, so mo ni siya ang iyahang dagway. So it may differ, pero pareho lang talaga na yan. Home, insert, page layout, and so on. So you insert, in the insert portion, you insert a table. Kung ilang table, ilang let's say this one. No? And then, ganyan na kasimple on how to make a table. You just insert the table and then you write the title, like treatments. And then, let's just say, plant height of corn, ang title mo, and then after 30 days from planting, and ito after 15 days from planting. And you have one, depende kung anong treatment mo. Okay, and then for example, lagyan natin ng mga data. No, 10, 15, maybe centimeter or meter. Di na po na meters. Atik-atik lang ni siya ha. Or 20, then 10. For example, so ganyan lang kadali maggawa ng table. And when you make a graph, kabalo na pud mo lang ni siya chart. Insert a chart, like anong gusto mo, bar, or let's just make a column or line, no? Let's say column. Click mo. So automatic siya, mag-open siya ng eto. Mag-open siya og Excel. Kani Excel man ni siya. So you just copy, no, yung treatment mo. Category 1, 2, 3, 4. Tatlo lang, no. So 4 man na siya, no. So muna siya ang treatment 1. Wait lang. 2, 3, 4. And then, ilagay mo yung data ni mo na 10, kani 15 days. Sa muka ba? Ni basig 15, nya kani 30. Pwede ra po na mo na i-copy. Kana i-copy na nimo. Control C and then Control V. So after that, so ayan na ang mo, no, automatic na siya sa data nimo. So mo ni mong treatment 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is blue is 15 days, and then orange na siya, no, red 30 days. Ayan. So makikita mo sa treatment mo, ang treatment 2 mo ang may pinakataas na plant height, no, which is after 30 days. So, makita mo sa trend na treatment 1 and 2 ang higher than the treatment 3 and 4. So, pwede ka pang magdagdag ng label sa sa graph mo. So, nana siya mga like this. 1, gusto nimo kani nga layout. So, dagdagan nimo ng title, plant height ba? Height of corn. I hope you can follow, no? And pwede po nimo na siya, I think, select schedule, template, dili. Nakalimot ko, actually. Kaya ka ng, wait. X and Y axis, for example, nawala na noon. Kani mo ni treatments. Kani plant height, for example, in centimeter. Can you follow? Kani dapat napon niya siya, no? Pero di na ako makita. I-try lang ninyo